This is Sims, and we are back with more of the Sims for Time Lord Challenge version 2, the Negotiator. Lady Heart, the second, the Negotiator. I'm never gonna get the hang of that saying it. I'm gonna write it down. But anyway, so in case you can't tell, we're on second Negotiator. So Lady Heart the second. She's got a whole makeover, overhaul, as well as Isis, who now has a lovely new name because we said Isis is going to change personalities and change her name every single time. So she's no longer Isis. And we're now in a new world. So we are obviously in Willow Creek, and we're in this nice little corner lot here. So their lot is bigger. What in the world? Oh, I forgot they had the forbidden fruit tree. Because it's been so long since I've played this, so I'm actually kind of excited to be back with this. This is going to be on Sundays from now on because I was like, wait, why am I not putting this back? And eventually, when Where Dreams Reside ends, if we get a Pets expansion, I will have my Scooby-Doo LP. If we don't, I will put the Time Lord Challenge in on Friday. So this will probably move days, possibly. And the same thing if you guys are around. And I'm very excited, actually, because right now, it is like a spoiler for me to tell you about the Black Widower Challenge, which was last Sunday. But you guys haven't seen it yet because it's only Saturday when I'm recording this. So I'm like, oh, you guys still haven't seen it. But by now, when you're watching this, you've seen it. That will probably move eventually to Mondays and takes the place of Hope's Peak. So no, we are not going to have 5 series every week. And no, we are not going to get to the point where we have freaking 7 every week because I will no. But I just kind of wanted to start these ones now, or like in this case, bring Time Lord or the Time Lady back. And move the Black Widower Challenge into Monday, kind of get it started just because I was like, oh, that can take the place of it. But I was so excited about it. And I just wrote so much for that backstory that I was like, yes. And those are the ones that like get to me, that I enjoy doing the series more when I come up with a backstory. So, that's kind of, I'm going to end up moving that to Monday when Hope's Peak ends. And Scooby-Doo will eventually come whenever we get Pets. I'm just kind of crossing my fingers and hoping we get it this year. We'll see what happens, how we have to fit that in. Yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out. But for right now, yes. So let's go in and let's check out. You've seen, obviously, Lady Heart the Second from her thumbnail, but before we get into her, I've moved our TARDIS. It's exactly the same except for the interior. So if you can see the interior, we come down here. And it's a little more industrial theme. So not quite totally, but it's kind of like Rossi, you know. So you come in here, you got these stairs, you got our little kitchen over here, which oh, lady, you're so great to us. So we've got our little kitchen. We've got our little living room and office, and we do have a video game console. We also have headphones. Oh, these are yours. We're gonna put those in your inventory because I don't think you have a pair of headphones. No. And then Lady Heart will take these turquoise and gold ones. But anyway, so you can see all of her charts and things and all this cool stuff. And they just have a little TV because I don't really need one. This is the bathroom over here. So it's a nice bathroom. Pretty big. We got a tub, we got a shower, we got all of our neat stuff, right? This is Lady's room. It's a little more, just plain. Not too much going on. Simple. That's all we need. And this is Juliet's room. Juliet is the new Isis. So it's the same. She's Isis. She just regenerated herself into a whole new body and a whole new name, oddly. So it was really weird for her to come up, not just a whole new persona, but with a whole new name. And I'm kind of considering, because I just thought of this, like that's kind of what I was going for originally. That's what we were going to be doing with Isis. I knew from the very beginning, I'm like, she's always going to have a different name, personality, whatever. But do you guys think, and this is a very interesting question, that like Lady Heart, she is always Lady Heart the first, second. She's Lady Heart the second now. She's still the Negotiator. Technically the second Negotiator, but whatever. Do you think that Juliet, who was our companion, who was Isis, do you think she should have a consistent name? Do you think she should be like, I don't want to call her like first companion or whatever, but like we could like name her something and just give her like the same thing, like the second, the third, or whatever. Or do you think we should keep the consistency of just totally renaming her? Like she's gonna have a different personality. It's almost like she's a different companion, but she's the same person, the same way Lady Hart is the same person. You know, the same way the doctor is the same person, the same way the librarian was the same person, but yet not the same person. And I feel like the name is what kind of tied them so that you knew, but I kind of all of a sudden I'm just thinking about it like, yeah, but do you really know that Juliet is the same person as Isis? Like, we know this because I explained how we were doing this, and I obviously just told you. But, like, if you were coming in this in the middle, you're like, oh, where's her first? What happened to Isis? Juliet is Isis. I literally randomized everything about her. Um, so what do you think about giving her a consistent name? You know? Again, I don't want her to be like first companion, but or second companion, but we could give her something more consistent, Missy Companion the second or something, you know what I mean? I kind of like the idea of changing her name with her to kind of fit the theme of who she is. But at the same time, I also kind of think that maybe having something consistent would be good. Maybe we change her first name, but we always keep the same last name. Maybe her last name is always Companion, and she'd be Juliet Companion now, and next thing she could be like, who knows, Companion. You know what I mean? So anyway, but this is Juliet's room. So before we get into Lady Hart, we're gonna get into Juliet. So don't look at Lady. Don't look at Lady. Don't look at her. So this is Juliet. You can see she is absolutely gorgeous. She is 100% randomized. I'm not even kidding. I randomized her. I changed her hair, but that face, everything about her was the game randomized, and I was quite freaking happy with. I feel like it randomizes way better women than it does men. She is lazy, she is gloomy, she is romantic, and she is searching for her soulmate because Juliet is very much a princess. She is I am very much a princess, and I do not feel like I would not clean and dirty my hands, and you will see her wardrobe is pretty much that of a princess. This is her, like, nightgown and everything. I'll show you all the rest of her clothes afterward. But, and then, meanwhile, on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Lady Hart the Second. Again, she was completely randomized. I did change her hair, and obviously I gave her, like, her freckles and her nose ring and whatnot, but, like, she kind of randomized, like, with this fate, and it was just, sometimes the game, and this is what happens with my Time Lords, I don't usually change a lot, but I will randomize until all of a sudden I'm like, wait, and I can see the character coming out. And that's what I love about my Time Lords, because that happened, I think, with everyone. Like, first didn't have as much of it was probably because he was just a jackass. First Librarian wasn't the greatest, but all of them, even with Lady, like, I kind of knew, like, okay, I'm going to wait for, like, I have a ton of ideas written down of, like, the type of character I want her to be, like, different ideas for, like, quote-unquote themes for our Time Lady and for, Juliet / whatever her name is, for Companion over here. Juliet Companion. Juliet Gould is her name, but I kind of like the idea of maybe giving her a consistent last name and then just randomizing her first name. Or, giving her a name that fits her, whatever. But anyway, yeah, so I really like, I'm quite happy with how my game, when I randomize, it just gives me something so good to work with. And it's one of those things where you just, like, you randomize a couple times and you're like, yes, there's something about this sim that I could work with this. And that's how they've come to be. So I don't spend a lot of time, like, totally tweaking every little thing. I'll tweak a couple things. And that's pretty much it. Like, they randomize the way they randomize. And there's just something about them that just strikes me as, yes, I've got the perfect, like, I know. So Lady Heart II she's not really, I kind of had I wanted to do, like, I would love to do a steampunk lady, but she is not our steampunk lady. She has a little bit of that, but what she kind of struck a chord more to me when I was creating her, when she randomized, and with the hair, with everything, is more like think about the Amelia Earhart kind of vibe, you know, like the old-timey pilot with like the scarf and the goggles and the hat. And I just didn't have a hat that worked, like one of those little ear flap hat things, you know, like the pilot ear flappy leather hat. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the 1940s pilot kind of, or earlier, you know. I didn't have that, or like the windblown scarf. Like, think of Snoopy when he's the Red Baron, like the hat and the goggles and the scarf, like that, like, and the leather jacket and like flying the little biplane thing. Like, that's just kind of the vibe I got from her, and that's kind of what I wanted to go with. So she is very much simple. She's not very like, she's not super feminine, but she's not like masculine. She's just a nice kind of, I don't want to say totally androgynous, because she's obviously a little more feminine, but she's got a little bit more, she's a little bit closer to androgynous than, say, like Juliet, who is 100% feminine. But let's actually have you outfits. Change outfit. Let's put on her every day so you can see. So you've obviously seen her from the thumbnail. So she's got her, this is kind of like that vibe I was talking about. Oh, girl, don't walk away from me. I want everyone to see your damn face. But like, so this is the best I had for like the scarf and the goggles and like everything. And like, I didn't have one of those hats, but this kind of worked. So it's the best I could do with what I had. And I didn't feel like when I was making her, like, let me go out and find the, you know, custom content for it. So her only real piece of jewelry is her nose ring. She does have a little bit of smoky eyeliner, like eye makeup on here, but you can't really note. It's just really to more accentuate with the glasses and whatnot. She does have a very feminine dress, though, for her formal wear. So I did give her something a little more retro feminine. I wanted her to actually kind of, you know, pull out all the stops. So I wanted it to, yes, she kind of looks more a little androgynous, a little more masculine, say, in her normal wear with her hair and everything. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're going fancy. And you're like, okay, you'd think, oh, what's she going to do? Wear some kind of pantsuit. And then she shows up in this shit looking fine as fuck. And it's like, oh, hi, I wanted that. I wanted her to be that kind of person where, yeah, people are going to think, oh, we're going to have this nice fancy party. Okay, you know, try to dress like a lady. And then she shows up looking like this. And it's just like, oh, I was not expecting that. I am impressed. And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted from her, because I feel like she is that kind of person. And then we have her athletic wear, which is just kind of, you know, she's got her little glasses on, you know, just quite simple. She's not over the top with anything. She's very, I mean, we already saw her PJs. I don't know why I just changed her into those. You know, she's quite simple. She's quite straightforward. Her formal wear is really the only time she kind of goes out of the top. This is her party wear. I kind of loved it because it's also kind of old-fashioned. It's kind of old, got a slightly old-timey feel. It's a little more, I feel like it's a little more almost 50s, but you know, it's still very, it's not like super, it's not masculine, but it's not super feminine. It's kind of like, I mean, obviously she's got her shirt tied up, showing a little bit of her stomach, so it's a little bit more feminine, say, but it's not like, oh, it's my super fluffy dress or anything. And I don't know. There was just something about her I just really liked. And then her swimsuit, you know. So, yeah, I was just really quite happy with her because she's a little bit different. I kind of liked the vibe I got from her when I made her. And then I was like, yeah, we're going to work with this. And then Juliet, obviously, where is her? She, like I said, she is like a freaking princess. So here she is wearing her princess gown. This is her, I am a princess. I'm wearing a princessy gown. And then her formal wear is her goddamn, like, royalty wedding dress. Like, her super royal princess dress. She's a princess. In case you didn't know. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but she's a princess. So her athletic wear obviously is just, you know, she can't wear a gown. I didn't really have anything like good, like princessy athletic, so I just gave her this all white kind of like yoga mom kind of outfit. Oh, we saw her PJs. I don't know why I keep showing that. Yeah, this is her party wear. I was going to make this her every day in like one of the blue colors. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to make it her party wear because I just can't see her running around town in this. But then again, it would have been quite fucking hilarious. Like, here's her dress. Oh, let me help you. Oh, God, it would be hilarious. So prissy. And then her bathing suit. Again, I didn't want to give her something that was totally like I didn't want her to look dated. You know, I don't want to say dated as in like that's a bad thing, but I didn't want her to give her like a time period. You know, I just wanted her kind of like have that princessy, prissy kind of vibe, and you know, this kind of worked. I mean, it's super cute, but it's still like, you know, when you kind of work with her personality and everything, it works, I guess. But yeah. And I kind of also like this because it just reminded me of Romeo and Juliet, and that's why her name is Juliet, because I was like, it's perfect, her name is Juliet. I actually think that was randomized. I think I randomized a couple times, and I was like, yeah, Juliet works, she's a princess, okay. And Gould almost works because it's almost like gold if you think about it, but I just kind of randomized until it sounded nice, and I was like, all right. So they are in... So what I did is I put them in my game for my Growing Broke challenge. So I was originally thinking that what we could do is have them try to help the Pierce family regain some of their money, like help what's his face? I don't really remember his name, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, good for you, girl. Garden. Help him regain some of his, you know, funds. Like a couple of the people in the household, because I got rid of some custom content, are naked. Oh my God, we got to help these people get dressed. And then we've got to get, what's his face, a job. And I was thinking of doing that, but then I was kind of wondering, instead of jumping around from game file to game file, because that does take a lot, because I have to keep uploading to my own gallery, like saving the house, saving them, and then they lose all of their connections to anyone but themselves, which is not a terrible thing. I don't care too much about that because they make new friends wherever they go. And in a way, if you think about it, they're almost jumping dimensions because they keep making friends with the same damn people. But I'm wondering if we should do that, or like what I was originally going to do is going to kind of wrap in some of the challenges from the Bring Me to Life challenge thread, just to kind of keep it interesting. And I was just wondering if maybe I should put the house in the new world base that I created. So I had a blank one for my history challenge that I'm slowly building up as we go. But I was wondering if we should just start in that one and just do the Bring Me to Life challenge and just stay in one world. But then as I'm saying this, so let me know what you guys think. But as I'm saying this, then I'm like, oh, but you know what? That would be the fun thing. Because then at some point, they're going to end up in the Life and Startup. They're going to end up in challenges and in games that we're currently playing. And that's going to be kind of funny because we're going to have to write this in and all my games are going to tie into each other. So that is kind of fun. But I guess it's maybe what we should do is maybe we pick a couple that we really want lady to go to. Or maybe we don't move around maybe we only move around once each time. So when she becomes Lady Heart the Third, then we go to a whole new game save and we mess around in that one. Because obviously, like my Going Broke challenge, the original save's still there. Now I just have a new save saved over my original. So saved over Lady Heart the First. That game save is now saved over with this one. But it would be the same thing, even if we stayed in the same world. You know what I mean? Like I would constantly be saving over that one. But so yeah, I'm really wondering what we should do. I still think we can do the Bring Me to Life challenges within this game. But maybe we can do the combination and jump around and just do one game file per Time Lord. Or, you know, we start on one and so we spend most of the time here doing that side mission and doing something from Bring Me to Life just to make it kind of interesting. And then toward the end, we hop into another world and we, you know, so maybe each Time Lord's in two, you know, split somehow. Just to kind of, because I'm just trying to think, how many worlds do we have that she can go into? So she can go into our, some of them are actually deleted, so we can't go into them. We're into going broke. We can go into my Shuno memoirs. We can go into the Windenburg, backpacking Windenburg one. I don't think I have 100 Baby anymore. Might have gotten rid of that one. We can go into my X-Files one, but unfortunately Mulder and Scully are long since dead, so I wish I had saved a version of that without them being dead, like an older version, because it would be really funny for her to go back in time and hop in there, but you know. Uh so let's see, that was my Shuno memoirs, Windenburg. We can go to X-Files. We can go to the Shutter Speed Challenge. I think we can go to Alice's Adventures in Windenburg. We already did University, and we already went to the Get to Work. Actually, we went to Ultimate University, and we already fixed Taffy and Phineas's relationship. So we're not going to go into the Get to Work one with them because we've already kind of seen those characters, and I don't want to mess with the timeline too much. She can go into our Every Which Way challenge. She can go into our Blackwell Crest, and those two are not on. We're not playing those ones anymore. We can go into Over the Rainbow. We can go into My Little Pony. Well, I wouldn't go into My Little Pony just because. Let's keep that one separate from the timeline. We can go into Stardust. That would be freaking awesome. We can go into the Black Widower challenge. We can go into like Tangled Roses. I mean, that's like 12 different things. So we've got a lot. Yeah, you know what? We can do that. Why don't we just have her go at least once, and so we won't worry about hopping from town to town. But if there are certain series that you want her to pop into, let me know what they are, and I will try to find the ones that fit. Oh, Juliet's getting abducted. Bye. Bye, Juliet. And I will put her into those because we only have like 12 episodes in each one. So, but yeah, we can have her hop around to different games. So if there's certain particular ones you really want to see, let me know. Because I'm not necessarily sure we should keep her in this one too long because I was thinking about it, but I think we really need to go through and make a list and say, these are the ones we definitely want her to go to because it'd be so much fun to see her in, especially the more recent ones. I kind of did want to revisit some of the old ones. We are where we are, so eventually she will have to meet this family and know that they need so much goddamn help. Wait. Pearl, we need to get to know you. Your family is the one we need to help, Pearl. Especially you. Poor girl does not have any pants. Can you, like, go? Hey. What's that? Rory Landgrab. Who's Rory Landgrab? Landgrabs didn't have a Rory? Well, they do now. So we gotta just go back to our house. Girl, you need to go eat, so go eat something. I mean, so we just spent the first episode, like, introducing the characters, which is fine, because that's what we do. But yeah, so we'll probably do stuff from Bring Me to Life, kind of mix that in with her trying to help out the family or whoever the world they're currently living in. And maybe sometimes they won't actually need to be doing anything with that particular family. We'll move them into that world because it'll be, different characters and we'll get to see some of the people that we've missed and she'll kind of like poke around in their lives and it'll be kind of fun. So it'd be kind of fun to just see her in my Shuno memoirs and be like, oh my God, where have they been? And because I would like to check in on them and see how they're doing. And poor little Maeve, she's still probably a toddler, but it would be kind of fun to, maybe age her up and just see how she would age up and see if she's a child or a teenager or something when Lady goes to visit them. And then it's kind of fun, like we get to poke into different series, but, whoa. Enchanting introduction to Elias. Girl, she's like, well, the last me was not flirty at all. And this me is not normally flirty, but I feel like getting flirty just as I don't know why. Okay, she's like, but after I eat my sandwich. And poor what's-her-face is back. Poor Juliet. I'm going to forget her name all the time because Juliet is back. Oh, dear. How are you? Here, why don't you come downstairs, hang out here, and come eat this other half of the sandwich that you didn't finish. Eat the faux BLT. She's like, it has to be faux. I don't think I would eat bacon. Oh God, yeah. Lazy vegetarian slob or something. Uh, and was I writing it down somewhere? Oh, where is she? Where is she? Where is my time lady? She's in a different notebook, so I gotta find her. I think I was writing down like what personality traits they each had so that I would remember and try to not make them the same each time, but yeah. Yes. I didn't for um Juliet, but I did for Lady because she needs to be I rewrote in my book when I made her like old-timey pilot. Like that's kind of what she looks like. Oh my God, because I have like a bunch of different ideas for like themes for her. But I do like the idea that sometimes Juliet might actually work with her and sometimes she might not. Like this time I just randomized her and I was like, okay, I like this sim. And then it was like, she looks like she'd be like a princess. And I was like, okay, there we go. That's her personality. And like, that's how she was born, you know? It's kind of the same thing with Lady. Like I have different ideas, but like it's gonna, like this one, she just kind of came out looking like, and it just kind of fell into place. So, and like I said, I don't have like 12 ideas. I just have a couple. Oh, I forgot to change her walk. Whoopsie. Let's just fix that. I forgot to change her walk and her voice. I always forget those things. Like those are things like I remember to change her teeth. Cuz I was like cool cuz like, you know, Lady Heart the First had like the gap in her teeth, which was just phenomenal for her and kind of worked with her, but like it didn't work for Lady Heart the Second. And I remembered that, but I didn't remember the walk style. She needs to have the default walk, I think. Or she should probably have the we'll see. We'll go in and we'll see what happens. I totally forgot to do it. Also, before I forget, because I was going to tell you this when I first got in, but I totally forgot. I know a couple people asked about the TARDIS. The first TARDIS from Lady Heart the First is on the gallery. Just know you have to look for it with custom content because I use custom content and it will probably look absolutely nothing the same because there's so much custom content in it. But at least it'll be kind of a base, so you can do that. Like I say in everything, use it in your games. If you do videos and you use it in that, that's perfectly fine. You know, I just ask that people don't like, I don't, you know, you can make whatever adjustments you want to it, change the basement, change the outside. You're going to have to change some things because custom content's not going to be there. Obviously, the first one has pictures of Lady and Isis on the walls. You can take those out. But I just ask that people don't make changes and re-upload it to the gallery for any reason. So, I would just appreciate if people did not do that. Tough walk. Tough walk. She needs the tough walk. No, she doesn't need a man voice, but no, she needs a deeper voice. Wow, that's too deep.
Onea, Lare. Wambosi Palingo. Wanjini Lare.
No, that's like a sexy voice.
Sarpava Chorg. Mora hey Yabosa. Mitzel Benarla.
That's
Garashi. Yeah. Bonzia score. Lagar Esu Web. Maybe. Wasway. Rubin. Kasara. Lagar. Thoria Roba.
That's almost too deep, but it's like
Yeah, Bonzia score.
I did like this one the best.
Bippa Womberg. Quimba Reginu.
But it's almost super sexy, but all right, that'll work. I kind of like the tone in the voice. You know what I mean? Like the sound, but it's like there's a difference between like here is your voice and here's your voice. It's like she's got a deep voice and it's really nice, but then it's like everything she says sounds like she's saying it's sexy instead of being like this is my voice, it's this is my voice. It's just it's like I don't know if that makes sense. Like I like the pitch and the depth in her voice and I like the sound of it, but then there is like this like I'm making a sexy sound in my voice. Like, okay, well now you're like the inflection in the voice is a little too sexy, but we should also auto lights, all lights. So yeah. But anyway, I don't think I changed her walk either, to be honest with you. She needs the princess walk, so I'll fix that at some point. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.